guys, so as I promised, I'm gonna be doing a whole deep dive into the whole Nicolandria thing, the whole Nicolandria movement, and tell you guys why I think they're magical, why I think that they were ordained by God. Everything plus a bag of chips. So Nick met Olandria on a show. It's a dating show. It's called Love Island. It is one of the most popular dating shows ever to exist, and they have franchises in literally every country like this: USA, Australia, they've got UK, they've literally everywhere, France. Yeah. So Nick and Olandria met on Love Island USA season 7, and this season was already on thin ice because the season before was phenomenal, and we already knew that it was going to be very hard to top, like the friendships, the dynamics, like everything, the raw emotion. We've never had that on any Love Island ever before. So we're like, okay guys, season 7, let's see what you have for us today. So that's where everyone started watching because of the success of season 6. Lots of people, new audiences, new people are now watching season 7. Okay, Olandria was one of the first people to come on the show, and Nick was also one of the first batch to come on the show. So they met each other. So anyways, Olandria ended up coupling with some guy. I'm not going to call it. She coupled up with him because he fit her description. She wanted a black cowboy southern guy. It's something she's always wanted, right? And look at this perfect description. Like, he fit everything, you know, she was wanting. So she chose him. Even from the get-go, we could tell that he was not fully into her. She just couldn't see it. And I'll let you guys know, at this point, I did not like Olandria. Like, I'm sure when people see me root for, even new people see me root for Olandria this way, they would never believe that there was a time where I was like, what is this? And it was because she just was liking just the wrong person, and the person that wasn't reciprocating her love. And that just shows you that a lot of times people would judge you based on who your man is and things like that. If I see that you're liking a guy that's constantly cheating on you, or has even cheated on you once before, I would lose all respect for you, because that just shows your decisions in life are just not top notch, right? And so I felt this way with Olandria. It's like, how do you not see this guy does not like this girl like that? He doesn't fuck with her that way. This was a dynamic. It was Taylor, Ace, and Nick. They were the trio of male friendships that they were doing everything together. They were friends. And then it was Olandria, Shelly, and honestly any other person that would in and out fit into their own friendship. So Nick and Taylor were basically members of a Three Musketeers gang, and so they were basically like best friends. And Taylor is in a couple with Olandria, and so that's why when people are like, oh, he could have spoke up since, it's like, that's not how it works. You know, like, yes, I guess that is, I guess it is Love Island, but people would vote you off for doing snaky shit. Like, no one has the time for that, you know? Like, these are people, thousands of people at home judging you based on your morals, based on your behavior, based on the way you comport yourself in the face of disgrace. Like, thousands of people are judging you based on this. So I guess it is Love Island, but you can't just go purely based on your heart or what you're feeling. That's not how it works. This is a game show, okay? There's a prize to be won at the end, and the longer you stay, the better your chances of getting deals when you come out are. So please, let's just put all that to rest. So as time went by, a couple of us, like, people just noticed there were some extremely delusional people that kept saying Olandria and Nick should be together. And I remember just not really understanding it. I remember just being like, you know what? A lot of people are not okay. I'm just going to excuse you based on that. That's all I can do, because clearly you've lost your mind. These two people have nothing in common. How are you shipping them together? Where did this come from? It's getting weird. As time went by, I realized, yeah, they had a friendship, and that was it. They were friends. They would share laughs together and whatnot, but that was about it. And I was like, please. In my head, I'm like, I just need someone that fits Olandria's description or closely fits it to come in and whisk her away from this Taylor guy, because he's not it. Absolutely not. And so This guy, his name is Jalen. He came in, the best. The best. He's someone that I would want my niece to be with. I would want my daughter to be with. Very well behaved. I think he's Southern too. He's from like a very small community back in the States. You know, he looks good, everything. And so he came in straight up. He wanted Olandria. I'm like, our prayers have been answered. This is the man for Olandria. And as things are going by, he came in, he's gunning for her. Then the girls had to choose. So a situation where the girls had to choose, and all of a sudden Taylor is like wanting Olandria more. Mind you, this person was hardly giving her any time in the day. He would always want to spend time with his guys when his guys are with their own girls. He couldn't be bothered. And even at a time, Olandria was asking him like, are you just like slow when it comes to romance? Are you slowly paced? Like, what if you are? That's good, because I am too. I just want to know. But that, I feel like that was her gut feeling telling her that something was not right. The guys had to choose the girls, right? And then I think Jalen had knocked on Olandria's door, and that was how they would choose. Like, a guy would knock on your door. If you want him, you would open. If you don't, you will not. Jalen knocked on Olandria's door, and I guess she did not open. So I guess she wanted Taylor for sure. And at this point, I really wanted to shake Olandria and ask her, like, what is going on? Are you okay? Because I don't know how you could choose Taylor over Jalen. In looks, in behavior, in appeal, everything. Jalen has surpassed those guys. I really didn't understand what that was. And when I don't understand something, I sort of tend to dislike it or repel from it. And so I started really disliking Olandria. We would notice sometimes in games, so on Love Island, they would do some challenges and games where they would be like, oh, pick one person to kiss, or pick one person, like, who is the hottest girl, or who do you think is the best kisser? And Nick would choose Olandria.
Draw a juicy question card.
Which Islander do you think, other than your partner, is the best kisser? Olandria.
Please pick poker.
Yeah, but I just thought, like, I mean, this is just an honest man. He doesn't have to choose his couple. So his couple was Sierra. He was like dating Sierra, but he would choose Olandria for best kiss. And I really saw it as nothing, because I'm like, he's being honest. If anything, to me, if I was Sierra, I would think that's cute. Like, you think this person kisses better than me, but you're still with me. I don't know. Maybe some people will be offended. I don't know. But I just thought he's just honest, period. Kissing isn't all it takes to be in a relationship. There's other things to it, you know. But some people took it so far, and they were like, oh, and I'm like, it's not deep. He would constantly choose her in challenges.
Olandria!
Are tired. Off to your girlfriend. You know what? Taste the rainbow.
And I just thought it was because, you know, they're friends. It's not deep. They're just friends. Leave it alone. Stop. Okay, let's find Olandria someone that actually matches what she wants, and stop trying to ship her with this strange guy that's with someone else anyways, and they seem like a good pair. And that's one thing about Nick. He's so well behaved. It's like anybody he's with, he would treat well in such a way that it'll be cute enough, it'll be okay. So we kept going. Shortly after the whole knock on the door thing, there was Casa Amor. So what Casa Amor is they will separate the boys and the girls, take the girls to a whole new place, or take the boys to a whole new place, and then the girls remain on the island. So the boys they've been coupled up with, the girls they've been coupled up with have been taken away, and a brand new set of girls would come for the boys, and a brand new set of boys would come for the girls. So that's exactly what happened. Casa Amor came, and Olandria did not bond with anyone. She just wasn't interested. But for me, I just saw it as she's too loyal to Taylor. She's not gonna want to bond with anybody because she's just thinking about Taylor. Taylor immediately bonded with some girl. Immediately, it's like he was waiting for anybody but Olandria to come in so he can be with them. And I'm like, of course. So he bonded with someone. Mind you, the person was initially paired with Nick, and Nick could not give her the time and day. He was not interested, like, goodbye. So the two people that didn't bond with anyone on the two separate islands was Nick and Olandria. And at this point, some people from day one, a small group of delusional people were shipping Nick and Olandria. So I'm like, oh my god, you guys are going to give these people an idea now. Let's not encourage delusions, right? And it turned out that anyone who didn't bond, obviously they were going to be dumped from the island. They've never done this on any of the Love Islands, but at this point in the Casa, Amor, season 7 was getting very boring and I was getting disinterested. I was going to stop watching it as many other people, because like I said, season 6 had put the bar here and now we're running on here. Like, come on, we don't have time for this. So Olandria gets dumped from the island. Her friends are like crying, like wailing, and that's how you know that her personality was so big that people were like on the floor crying. On the other hand, Nick, he was dumped as well, and he said goodbye to his guys. He didn't cry either. And mind you, when they dump people from Love Island, they cry so much because people are desperate to stay on Love Island, like extremely desperate. But one thing about Nick and Olandria is their goodbyes were just like, it's okay. I'm like, we don't see that often. We genuinely don't. But these are two people that were just like, goodbye, I get it, you dumped me, bye. And you hardly ever see that on Love Island. And that's why I always say that one thing about Nick and Olandria as two separate people is that they have extremely pure hearts. Like, their hearts free of venom, malice, things like that. I just like two of them as individuals. When Nick was coming out being dumped from the island, he's just rolling his box and whatever, a black car comes right in front of him and all the viewers are like, what is this? And the door opens and it's Olandria and she says, Nick, come on, come in. No one's understanding what happened at this point. Nick doesn't understand what's happening at this point, and he threw his box on the floor and ran to that car. He ran to that car with the spirit of a 5-year-old that has just gotten the gift they've been asking for all year from Santa. And it was the most beautiful thing ever, because even when he came out, he's like, at that point, he didn't know what was happening. He thought he was still on his way to the airport. But just seeing Olandria in that car, even if he was being dumped and going back home and going back to his work and going back to his mundane life, just lit something up in him, and he ran to that car and he was so happy. And so the car then takes them to this dinner, and they're having dinner and they're just talking, and Nick is just like, you know what, I'm just gonna bear this all out now. And he starts telling her, I've always liked you. I think you're the most beautiful girl I've ever seen in my lifetime. And mind you, there's no need for him to be saying this because they're going home. Like, game over. Like, it's done. It's over for them. You know what I mean? It's done. So everything he said in that moment, there was absolutely no need for him to be saying it if it wasn't true. So he just told her, and he's holding her hands, and he's like, you know, I've liked you since day one. I've liked you since day one. And then in that moment, when he's saying all this, all the challenges, all the little hints that everyone was seeing and talking about, they all made sense in that moment. And it was at this point that I said, let me sit up, keep talking, Love Island, you got my attention, I'm staying here, I will not stop watching this season. This is beauty, this is beautiful. And they get a text saying hi from the producers or whatever, right? They're like, hey, if you want to stay on the island, you can either couple up or decide not to couple up and go home for Olandria, she's still playing a game. She's still, wanting to just stay on the island so she can go to Taylor. She's like, I think there's only one answer to this. And Nick, on the other hand, is like, yeah, of course, because he wants to couple up with her. He's been wanting to couple up with her, and so he's like, yes, let's do it. And then they couple up. At this point, I feel like the producers were like, you know what, the views are going down, people are not interested. To this one audience that is still wanting to watch us, which were the delusional Nicolandria people, that is people that wanted Nick and Olandria together. And honestly, on this date, it was at this moment I officially switched to a Nicolandria fan. And it was magic from there, right? They go back to the island. Taylor sees Olandria. He's not even happy to see her. He jumps right over her and hugs Nick. That should be her, hint that it's not happening, it's not for them. But she keeps like pursuing him. She finds out that he's bonded with this other girl. She's still wanting him. She's still wanting to fight for him. And I'm just like, at this point, she started really pissing me off, because I'm just like, girl, please, like, not today. Don't piss me off now. This is annoying. So it got to a point where they then brought the people in the other island and the people in Casa Amor together, and they would then tell people to choose, right? So in the case of Taylor and Olandria, Taylor has this one girl he likes, and also Olandria that he likes and also likes him back. He has to choose which one. Okay, people who have a risk of being dumped, only one person can be saved by the other islanders, right? So after everyone kept choosing and choosing, Nick, there was the girl from the real villa and his original couple who went to Casa Amor, they both wanted him. He chose the original couple from Casa Amor. Taylor chose the other girl that had met him after I had gone to Casa Amor. And so when Taylor chose that person, then automatically Olandria is at risk of being dumped. So now here are all the people that are at risk of being dumped. There's like 6, 7, or even 8 people at risk of being dumped, and everybody has to vote and choose who to save. Only one person can be saved out of these 8 people. That's hard. Like, if you watch Love Island, that's tough, right? Time to choose. All the girls were saying, okay, let's save Coco, because Coco is open to this. The only person that it would have been smart to remove from that group, to send home, honestly, in my opinion, was Olandria, because she didn't have anybody that liked her. The person she wanted someone else. Like, there was no reason for her to stay. But Nick said, over my dead body will you be sending Olandria home. I don't care if she doesn't have a love interest. I don't care if there's anybody that wants to couple up with her. But what I know is that Olandria is not going home today. Like, mind you, Nick had never stood up for or defended himself when it comes to anything, really. We even used to like call him a follower of Ace. Like, Ace's follower, like, you're just doing everything Ace says, blah blah blah. Because honestly, he was a follower, and at some point I just didn't like him, because it's like, how are you just doing anything this person tells you to do? He just goes with the flow, everything's okay, everything's chill, just laid back. I don't like people like that. Like, good night. But when it came to keeping Olandria on that island, he said, I am the hell and high waters that you would have to cross before you sent this girl home, period. And we had never seen Nick put his foot down like that ever for anything. So we didn't even know he had this side to him. We did not know. So the girls are saying, oh, but and that, and he's like, listen, respectfully, this is bullshit. I'm not buying that. We're gonna keep Olandria here. His reasons were not even valid. It didn't even make any sense, even to me. I'm like, well, she made her bed, let her lie in it. Who cares? He fought for her. She ended up staying. She ended up staying and they kept her, and at that point it didn't make sense, and even I was upset. I'm like, I don't understand why she's here. Give someone else a chance. If she hadn't ruined it consecutive times by not taking the hints that this Taylor person didn't like her, then hey, I'm all for people facing the consequences to what they've chosen to do. Whatever. Nick kept her in, she stayed, and that was that. All of a sudden, as the universe would have it, it turns out they removed Sierra because something had happened where she had done something that didn't align with the values of Love Island, and they had removed multiple other people because of the same thing. So I guess, yeah, in her case, they removed her. What are the odds? What are the odds now? Nick is single. Olandria is single. Listen to me. Come close. Repeat after me. Say it again. Nick is single. Olandria is single. Beautiful. What did I say? Beauty. This is when I knew the universe was involved in this relationship. The universe, God, everybody, us, all the delusional people, we were all like, everybody was working together to make these two little people come together for harmony. They had a final coupling and they were just talking. No, before the final coupling, they showed them together, they were talking, and I guess what happened, Taylor and his babe got evicted or something, or no, they got rated very low on a scale or whatever, like best couples or whatever. So Nick then asked Olandria, and I feel like this was him sourcing, like trying to find out how much she still feels about this person, if she's still being delusional, whatever. And he said, how do you feel about Taylor getting ranked so low on the scale? And she goes, I feel great. And so it was at this point we realized, okay, some sense has gotten into her head. She's done with that. Let's see what else goes on. And so they had a final recoupling, not a final recoupling, just another recoupling. And everyone had chosen who they wanted, and then it was Olandria, it was her turn to choose. And there was another guy that really liked her as well, and anyone would have thought, like, she might choose him because she's been messing up constantly in this show. We've had hope for her and she kept just messing up. And she's talking and she's like, I really like this guy because he's been there for me, he listens to me, he's very protective over me and things like that. And the moment she hinted about that protection over her, I knew who she was going to choose. And I guess Nick knew as well because he just kept smiling and winking. And it would have been very funny if she had chosen someone else and he was so sure of himself. That would have been embarrassing. But he knew. And she knew, and then she chose Nick, and even everyone in the villa was so happy. They were like rooting for it, they were excited, they're like, yes! You need to see everyone, because apparently Love Island is so big that they actually hold watching centers like for it in different places in like the UK and even in the US, and you can see people screaming their hearts out, just happy. And it's crazy because what started as a delusional idea, what has turned into something so beautiful, something so pure, something so amazing. And I think that was the beauty of it all, is how it started, how we were all laughing at the people that were shipping them, like, where is this from, go away, to this. And like his mom was excited, his sister was excited, her mom was excited, like everybody was so happy. I was happy, I was crying. I was like, yeah! They were together, and it felt like when they coupled up, they would do all these couple things, it felt like they had been together for years. Like it just matched, and it's like, how didn't you guys see this over this while? Like, you obviously had something, but you kept, I don't know. Of course I understood Olandria because Sierra was sort of her girl too, like, but when everything aligned, It was amazingly beautiful, and they went for their final dates. They made it to the finals. They didn't win. Some other people won, but if you didn't watch Love Island, you would think that they won because of the recognition, the love, the brand deals they've been getting, how they've maintained. I think so. They've come out, they're extremely successful. They've been on literally all the covers. I think they're the most successful Love Island couple in my opinion, and this is because everyone sees, like, everyone can see that, you know, this is just love. Olandria is literally the most pure-hearted person, even to a fault. And Nick, same thing. Like he will fight, go to war for you if he feels, you know, protective over you. I just like the way he's just so very much protective over the people that he cares about. He's just, he doesn't have any bad blood, any bad bone. Now we have these two people coming together to form a couple. Absolutely, yes. This is what I endorse. These are the kind of people I want. These are the kind of people I want to be raised high in society. I don't want some losers, some bitter-hearted, black-hearted individuals with spite and jealousy in their heart being pushed up. Absolutely, we don't want that. We are not interested in people like that. We want two people of pure heart to come together and form a union. And I'm not saying that Olandria and Nick are going to be together forever or are going to, you know, die side by side, but what I'm saying is that they have passed the test of time. They have outlived the other couples. They have outlived how long people thought they were going to last, being just friends, and how late they coupled up. Like, look at this. Look at how beautiful they are. That is what beautiful relationships are. One nasty person being with a nice person coming together, it's not gonna work. Or even if it works, I don't care. It's not beautiful. I want two people that are pure apart coming together as one. That is amazing. That is beauty. That is what we want. That is what we will celebrate. I genuinely think they both have the greatest love story of all time, better than anything Shakespeare could have ever conjured in his head. I think they were orchestrated by God, planned by the universe, and backed by destiny to be what they are today, to be, you know, just who they are today. And if I'm gonna give them an advice, I would say never ever get married. I'm not against marriage, but I know who is meant for marriage and who is not. And just judging by the sort of love and support Nick carries, it doesn't match with the arrangement of marriage that we have. Like, what marriage is, he doesn't fit into that. Neither does Olandria, but I know that she wants the traditional route. She wants to do things the right way and, you know, get married and have children. But honestly, what I would say to both of them is, do not get married. Do not get pressured into doing that. Don't get sucked into the whole social construct of what marriage is. Go in and look at what marriage is and look at why people get married and understand that it's just not for both of you. It just does not define what both of you have. You know, what you guys have is beautiful and pure, and I'm not saying that other people who are married don't have that, but marriage is a whole different thing altogether and serves a whole different purpose. What you guys have should just be what it is, period. Let's not put marriage into it. Let's just continue as it is. Marriage just does not fit what you guys have, but to each his own. If you want to get married, whatever. But I'm just saying that I think this is what they're amazing. I love them. And yeah, that's my deep dive into Nicolandria and why I think that they are orchestrated by the universe, and why I continue to stand them, and why I love them, and why I think they're the best thing since sliced bread. So yeah, bye.